I'm going to give you the ultimate strategy that you can apply to any chart on any pair and you will find profitable trades. ICT himself has used this technique on every single one of his concepts, and I'm about to break it down for you for completely free. Let's get straight into it. The main two concepts that we're going to be using is liquidity and displacement. What do I mean by this? Liquidity is going to be used as fuel for every move. Before a move in a certain direction, price will always sweep liquidity. As you can see with this push to the upside, price first swept the liquidity to the downside before reversing to the upside. Again, as you can see, after we swept liquidity to the downside in this area right here, price showed signs of displacement on the lower time frames before pushing to the upside. And this is exactly how we're going to catch the major moves in the market. This is a universal concept and I want you guys to take note of this: liquidity and displacement. And remember, as always guys, we always want narrative behind our trades. A lot of ICT traders, a lot of smart money traders keep getting lost, they keep getting stopped out. We always want to have a narrative for our trades, regardless of whether you need a daily bias for that strategy. We always want to have an overall narrative, a general idea of where we think the trend is going before we jump in a trade. And to go over this in more detail, let's say we have a range in this area right here. Let's say price is moving in this range, and the purpose of this range is to build up liquidity on both sides of the market. So as you can see below these lows right here, money is resting in the form of sell stops. Simple concepts. Above these highs, we have buy stops resting. So this is going to be buy side liquidity resting above the highs and sell side liquidity resting below the lows. But let's say the highs get taken out first, so price sweeps the buy side liquidity, that then unlocks the opposing liquidity. So therefore, the sell stops resting below this low are now our target. Therefore, liquidity has now been swept. We can tick that off our checklist. And we also have our overall narrative ticked off because we understand that, okay, the buy side liquidity has been taken first, and now we can see a potential reversal to the downside. Next step is displacement. We need to have displacement or signs of displacement on the lower time frames telling us that price will move to the downside and we can target that opposing liquidity. And that's exactly what we're getting into right now on the chart examples. Let's get straight into that. So we're going to go over a trade that I took on ES, and I also went over this trade in detail in the signals room. So make sure you go ahead and join the signals room if you haven't already for just $30 a month, $1 a day for 30 days. I live stream the trades that I take in the signals room, and the value in there is absolutely crazy with the education and the live trade ideas that you're getting. So make sure you go ahead and join. All the links will be down in the description below, and also make sure you leave a like on the video. It really helps the channel and I really do appreciate that. So back to the topic on ES, right? What we had was price making all-time highs in this area right here. So if you look overall, get an overall narrative, price was moving to the upside, and right now we've just reached all-time highs on ES. As you can see in this area right here, we have built up quite a lot of liquidity. We've made almost perfect equal highs. I saw this liquidity get swept to the upside, so therefore I thought we could see a big move in the opposing direction. So straight away I'm going to mark out this old low right here because we have sell stops or sell side liquidity resting below this low. So now another question you guys might have is, what time frame do I go on when I'm looking for trades on the lower time frame? Well, you want to go on any time frame that you can see market structure and order flow clearly on. So on the 5-minute time frame, on the 1-minute time frame, whichever it is, it's whichever one works best for you. Now, okay, on the 1-minute time frame, I can see order flow and I can see structure a lot more clearly now. So straight away, I can see these lows being built up, and as you can see, price displaced to the downside, breaking that structure. You can call it a market structure shift, a change of character, all essentially the same thing. We don't want to overcomplicate it. Now you can see we've made this low right here, so we've created another set of liquidity that price could possibly go ahead and take out. So at this point, I wanted to see more confirmation that we will be going to the downside, because as you can see, we were heavily bullish previously. Now let's see what price did. As you can see, price instantly displaced to the downside, and it didn't exactly break this low right here with a lot of displacement. But as you can see on the way down, we did see a lot of bearish closed candles and a lot of displacement to the downside. Now straight away, what stands out to me is this fair value gap right here. And remember, a fair value gap is made up of 3 candles, candle 1, candle 2 and candle 3, and the wicks of candle 1 and candle 3 are not meeting, so therefore it's a valid sell side imbalance. And also again, in line with this fair value gap, we have this order block, these 2 up close candles right here. This is our bullish up move before this down move right here, so therefore that was another confluence that I had in this area right here. Now you might be wondering, price didn't exactly break structure with a lot of displacement in this area right here. Why did I go ahead and mark out this area and look for sells from this area? Well, essentially it was the narrative that took lead on this trade idea. We also had a very strong POI, a fair value gap and an order block lining up with each other, and we did see a lot of displacement to the downside overall after a big sweep of liquidity, lots of liquidity liquidity was resting above these previous all-time highs, and ES has just swept it. So this was a very major area in the market. That's why I decided to go ahead and take a short in this area right here, place my stop loss safely above this high, because if price was to go ahead and hit my stop loss, the trade would have been invalidated. And remember, we want to keep it as systematic and mechanical as possible. So stop loss was safely above the high. And for my take profit, I was actually targeting the lows that we found on the 5-minute time frame. If I just move up to the 5-minute time frame, you can see we have this major set of liquidity right here. I saw lots of relatively equal lows in this area right here. So therefore, this was my first target. I thought I'll target the low hanging fruit, as ICT says, for around a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. Now remember, you're not always going to be getting 1-to-5s, 1-to-6s every single day, but this was a very valid take profit because you can see we do have this low hanging fruit, and we also have the potential to drop to this major set of liquidity right here. Remember, we ticked off our 3 main points: liquidity, displacement, and also the overall narrative. So let's just see how this trade played out. As you can see, price swept additional liquidity right here before tapping in to the fair value gap, also tapping into that order block right there. Price was very sensitive to that area, and you can see we had a nice drop off. And let's see when our take profit got hit. And as you can see, price hit my take profit right there for around a 1-to-5.5, just over a 1-to-5.5 risk to reward ratio. So again, reviewing the trade, looking at the 3 concepts that we used for this trade, we saw liquidity, a buildup of liquidity resting above these all-time highs, which price had swept. We then saw displacement on the lower time frame, the 1-minute time frame, because that was where order flow was the cleanest. Right, we saw lots of displacement to the downside, and we also saw a very valid point of interest to enter off. We also saw our narrative overall on the higher time frame, which made sense. We see a sweep of liquidity, we see a reversal to the downside, targeting that opposing liquidity. Remember, keeping it very, very simple. If you guys enjoyed this video, I really appreciate if you guys dropped a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below, let me know what you learned from this video. Let me know what videos you want to see next. Remember, the Signal Zoom is on offer right now for $30 a month, $1 a day. You cannot go wrong. I will be live streaming certain trading days in the Signal Zoom exclusively for Signal Zoom members only, and I'll also be doing post-trade and post-market breakdowns. Everything you need to boost your trading will be linked down below. We will also pass your challenge with the 100% guarantee, or you guys don't pay a single penny. We also have an EA trading robot that will trade passively for you with a proven track record. We have a full MyFX book for it. All the proof will be linked down below. So if you guys do want to go ahead and check that out, go ahead, check the description below. Make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And remember guys, keep your concept simple. Don't overcomplicate your trading, and you will see the results yourself. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.